Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0705, pertains to the transmission range switch multiple shift position input, specifically related to the Honda Civic models from 2016 to 2021. This code indicates a problem with the transmission range switch, which is crucial for informing the vehicle's onboard computer about the position of the shift lever. The transmission range switch is attached to the control shaft and plays an essential role in determining the current transmission state, whether in park, P, reverse, R, neutral, N, or drive. This switch sends signals to the Transmission Control Module, TCM, enabling the vehicle to execute the correct shifting schedule. A malfunction could arise if the TCM detects multiple inputs from the switches in a way that conflicts with expected behavior. This could lead to complications in gear shifting, which impacts both performance and safety. The transmission range switch is a crucial component located on the control shaft of the transmission. Its primary role is to communicate the selected shift lever position to the Transmission Control Module, TCM. The control shaft rotates as the shift lever is engaged, which in turn changes the position of the transmission range switch. As it changes position, it activates a manual valve and switches hydraulic pressure, facilitating the transmission shift through forward, neutral, or reverse gears. This means that the switch is not merely an electrical component, it also interacts mechanically with the transmission system. With the TCM monitoring the voltage from the switch, it can determine if the transmission is receiving the appropriate signals based on the shift lever's position. A malfunction in this component results in unreliable transmission behavior, leading to potentially unsafe driving conditions as the vehicle may enter a wrong gear. Several possible causes could trigger the P0705 DTC. One common issue is a short to ground in the wiring connected to the transmission range switch. This would lead to erroneous signal readings, confusing the TCM about the shift lever position. Another potential cause is a failure of the transmission range switch itself, which could stem from wear or internal electrical issues. If the switch doesn't operate correctly, it cannot provide accurate position data to the TCM. Lastly, an internal circuit failure within the TCM can also lead to misinterpretation of the signals it receives. Each of these potential malfunctions not only contributes to the triggering of the DTC, but could also lead to significant drivability concerns as the car's ability to shift correctly is compromised. Therefore, a comprehensive inspection is required to isolate the specific cause. When the DTC P0705 is present, you may notice several symptoms that indicate an issue. The most immediate one is the illumination of the malfunction indicator light, MIL, on the dashboard, alerting the driver that there is a malfunction in the transmission system. Additionally, the shift position indicator may blink, signaling to the driver that there is a discrepancy in the gear selection process. This blinking can be particularly disconcerting and could prompt the driver to avoid using the vehicle until the problem is resolved. Moreover, drivers may experience actual shifting difficulties, such as reluctance to shift into certain gears, or the inability to properly engage park, reverse, or drive. These symptoms collectively warn the driver of an underlying mechanical or electrical issue within the transmission range switch system. Ignoring these signs may lead to more severe transmission issues, emphasizing the importance of immediate diagnostics. The first step in troubleshooting the P0705 DTC begins with starting the engine. This enables the TCM to actively receive input from the transmission range switch. It is also essential to press the brake pedal while performing this diagnosis, as this action ensures that the vehicle is in a safe condition for testing the transmission settings. Next, The shift lever should be placed in each position: park, reverse, neutral, and drive. This should be done for at least 1 second in each position to allow the TCM to properly register the changes. Observing the behavior of the shift position indicator in conjunction with the MIL will provide key insights. If any anomalous indicators arise during this initial test, it may signal that the system is indeed malfunctioning, warranting further investigation into components such as the transmission range switch or the TCM itself. After the manual checks, the next logical step is to use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, for in-depth diagnostics. Utilizing HDS will allow a technician to read any fault codes stored within the TCM memory and analyze real-time data. It is crucial to cross-reference the specific fault codes with the symptoms observed during physical checks. The HDS may provide additional insight into the specific nature of the faults, such as whether they are intermittent or permanent. Following this, it is also necessary to confirm the proper functionality of the transmission range switch and TCM. This could involve performing electrical checks, like measuring voltage continuity or resistance specific to the switch and TCM. Validating these functions will either confirm the suspected failures or guide the technician towards alternate fault sources. After repairs have been made to address the issues with the transmission range switch or TCM, the next crucial stage is the final repair verification. First, the DTC needs to be cleared from the TCM using the HDS or an equivalent diagnostic tool. This step resets the system and stops any warning signals from obscuring the results of the next tests. Following this, a thorough road test should be conducted to evaluate the vehicle's performance closely. During the test, the technician should monitor any shifting behavior and ensure that the shift position indicator functions correctly, without blinking or inconsistently lighting up. This verification is essential to confirm that the repair has resolved the initial concerns and that the vehicle is now operating correctly. If during the test any codes reappear or unusual shifting persists, additional investigation may be required to ensure that all issues have been accurately addressed and resolved. To prevent the occurrence of a DTC like P0705 in the future, implementing a strategy for preventive maintenance is crucial. One of the primary measures includes regular checks of the transmission fluid levels and condition. Low or degraded fluid can lead to shifting problems and increase wear on internal components. Equally as important, routinely inspecting wiring connections associated with the transmission range switch will help identify any early signs of wear or potential shorts. Keeping these connections clean and securely fastened will significantly reduce the risk of electrical malfunctions. Lastly, conducting routine diagnostic checks through the HDS can preemptively identify any emerging issues before they evolve into significant problems. Adopting this holistic approach will not only maintain the vehicle's performance, but extend its service life. In summary, understanding DTC P0705 is essential as it directly affects the transmission functionality of the Honda Civic models from 2016 to 2021. Addressing issues related to the transmission range switch is critical, as failing to do so can lead to severe drivability concerns. A systematic approach to troubleshooting, which includes diagnosing, repairing, and verifying fixes, will enhance accuracy in resolving such errors. Moreover, the implementation of preventive measures serves as a safeguard against future occurrences. Conducting regular maintenance checks and utilizing diagnostic tools expedites the identification of issues, allowing for timely interventions. By recognizing the importance of both corrective actions and preventive maintenance, vehicle owners can ensure a more reliable and enjoyable driving experience. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.